Live. Yeah, man. You know you want to. Go on now. There we go. Alrighty. Hey, everybody. I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. And today, itchy ear time again. I reckon it's something to do with the headset. I don't know. Anyway, this morning, we're how you doing, David? We're weathering. In fact, more specifically, we're weathering the Lavockin. We need to do a bit of a repair on the canopy. That's a little bit frustrating, that is, but that's all good in the hood. And all being well, we can probably do the aerial wire as well. So we'll see how we go on that front. Now, light goes on. I'm actually thinking of I'm just noticing something what's going on here with the canopy. I'll show you in a minute, obviously. I might put the airbrushing booth away for a week or two. I'm thinking, and I do sometimes. It's a fact that because it's meant to be able to be put away, but when it comes to doing some of the later stages on the B17, this actually isn't necessarily going to be that easy to work with, and I'll get more space and have an easier experience if I just put it away for a bit, bring it out. It's not hard to do. It's meant to be able to be quite portable, so I digress. You all know the drill. I should bite some coffee manufacturer up for a sponsorship. I think it's a dangerous business, mate. Oh yeah, it's always coffee. Coffee. Oh. Now, here's our aircraft. All right, now, and here's our canopy. Now I'll show you what happened, and I'm not even sure why it happened, how it happened. That actually overall, of course, matters less. What we have here. Now I'm going to quickly. Actually, it might even be easier for a viewing perspective to, in fact, it will be on a white background. There we go. Now, this is the rear of the canopy, and you can see it's split pretty much neatly in two. Now, what I'm wondering is whether to attempt to glue it back together there or on the actual aircraft. Might zoom out just a little. And I wouldn't mind getting this repair done because the actual weathering process shouldn't take too long. Now, that will go together quite neatly. What I can do as a point of reference is that's the part that goes along it. So that's what it's got to be able to correspond to, logically. And I hold it from the back, where it seems right. There we go. It's going to need to go around more like that. How sharp is that angle? This is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, okay. Aha! Okay, I see how it goes. I can actually visually Okay, yeah. What I'll do, got it. Okay, I'll show you what I've discovered. Then we're going to do it. Now I'm going to need to hold it for a little while, I would expect. But ultimately, we need to create that sort of a bang like that. Can't really see it that well, I know. But there is a distinct angle to it. What I'll do is once it starts to set adequately, I'll be able to compare it to and it's quite stable, I'll be able to compare it to the aircraft and take it from there. That's the plan. Now, next, to achieve this, we're gonna need one of these and some of this. We may well need this. In fact, we will need that for. I just noticed something very frustrating. As a part of the actual aerial star, you know, I reckon let's still get the wires on. And let's get this out of the way, shall we? I left this open overnight the other night, and while it's largely survived, let's just that's it. That's probably as good as we're going to get. Now, close that. There we go. Come on, there we go. Good. Now comes the tricky part. Oh, that's it. Now, okay. Oh wow, that actually wasn't so hard as I thought. There we go, I think. Sort of. Now, or at least it's enough that I can let it do its thing. And that angle isn't too far off. I would suggest. So pretty well, that's what the adjective is for that. But I'm not unhappy with it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear off a portion of this. I do actually require this paper towel as part of our weathering process. Now, I don't need that anymore. I'll get a separate set of tweezers. Move that onto our well, it's holding together. That's a good start. And I reckon I've actually managed to jag the correct angle. Nice one. All right, now our first port of call on the weathering front involves this. What we're going to do is a wee bit of chipping. Now, this methodology, I picked up watching a guy, and he was showing how to do weathering on a propeller. And of course, you can apply it across the entire aircraft. And some parts you'll do more than others, as you will see. Now, just see, I'm being distracted by the canopy thing there. And here's that. I've done well. That is pretty much spot on. Happy with that. So once you've got the weathering done, although it will need to be varnished, and of course that varnish dry in turn, but then ultimately, yeah. Now, next, bit of sponge. What we're going to do, and keep a bit of that handy because that'll sometimes you find your bit of sponge gets a bit hammered. And I don't know if you do this one, David, but I'll zoom you out for a moment because I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing otherwise. Now, you're going to get a bit of paint just on the tip of the sponge there. Thin it out. Get our aircraft. Now make sure I grab it somewhere safe. And we'll start along the wing edges. And away. Along the edge here. Where the wind's going to come across it. Or particularly on the edges. You don't want to be too heavy with it, though. That's better. Yeah. There we go. We'll give it a few dings on the body parts as well. First, let's just do where the wind's been hitting it. So yeah, you get it see it actually comes up more with some of the other weathering effects we're going to use. And we'll go, so move that up to there. And we'll also go down. And up along the edges here. more. That one. There. Okay. And wrong way. There you go. There's propeller blades. Now we'll do a little bit on the nose cone. And here perhaps. Box there. Oops. That's got a big chunk there. That's okay. Now, other good spots to hit. Just lapse that. That's okay. Now, a bit on the spines always good. Excuse me. Actually, on the actual tail fins. Oops, a daisy. Wrong way. There we go. A bit. So we're going to paint on. Set that out on the back down. All right, now you want to hit pretty much anywhere where there would be rubbing of metal parts or general wear and all right. Yes. And it's just little tiny stuff, really. Once we've got this done, oil effect. Time, very short time. And I'll just give it a few. Yes. Here on the flaps. boss, it's good to do some of this. A fair bit of it even. You don't want to go too equally, you don't want to go too far with it. Oops, a daisy. That's actually. Ooh, something very messy happened to him there. I'll cover that with a bit of smoke effect. You'll hardly notice it when I get it done. Actually, I like that bit too. You shouldn't be too concerned about that sort of a caper, because if you look at pictures of aircraft actually in service during the war, some of them are pretty hammered. Actually, that's going to be really nice with that one. All right. Yeah, that will probably a bit on the side of the fuselage. All right, that will do us on the chipping front. I'll give you a zoom in a minute. And just looking over at the canopy here for a moment. I'm just going to confirm something for my own edification. Oh yeah, baby, very good. There's the correct angle. All right, now hold it for this. So what we've done is we've given it a few little dings. Big dings. Things have been rubbing together or hit. Those things did used to hit aircraft. I know that one of the bigger nightmare issues that certainly bomber crew survivors had to address was the niceties of such things as human limbs hitting the cockpit window. So yeah. Oh, hey Brad, how you doing? I'm glad you like it, man. Oh, hey Manuel, how you doing? Didn't see, haven't been a bit focused on the aircraft. Yeah, I'm just giving it the weathering now. Next point, or for our next point, the important detail here is bling off. This gets mucky, so we'll be dispensing with that bling. Bling goes up, bling goes down. Now, boom. Now, the reason for that is, as I said, this stuff gets mucky. Start with a bit of oil. Yes, we'll push that up a bit. This, there's a few spots we'll get with this. And hit some soot. Now, first up, I always like to go into this. Now, that looks yucky. Good. E. Zoom in. Oh, nice. Now, so that's our wheel bay, looking kind of yucky and messy. We'll hit it, or give this effect a bit through here maybe. Not so much from the front, because of course why would we have required to go forward? But a bit of yuckiness, a bit of mucky muck. And we'll go, well, the obvious option is around the engine and propellers and stuff. So let's do that. Nice and messy. All right, starting to look suitably messy. Then it's time for the hang on. I'll zoom out a bit. There we go. Now you can actually see what I'm doing. The engine's been starting because they used to blow a lot of smoke. All right. Smoke and all that shit. Now, down through there, I would suggest is another good spot to angle. So, okay. Oh, yeah. Actually, we can do a bit of a compare and contrast. So we've got that one. Yeah, you can see that that one's much more dull. I might put a bit more even. All right, so we've got that one. As in that plate there, as opposed to that one, which you can see is much shinier. We're going to make this less shiny. Now we hold this. Hey, kitty guy, how you doing? Oh, yeah, it's looking nicely grungy. So that's the oily areas done. Now comes the big one. Well, obviously, biggest one. Soot. That goes just all over it. More in some areas than others, but all over it. Now, soot. This shit gets messy too. I'll be needing to put the paper. Actually, what I should do. Hang on. Now, give me a moment, kids. This Tamir weathering stuff is very useful, I find, but you can even see just there, look how messy it's made that. And what I generally do and have ready and do use quite often. Can you spot the weathering board, kids? I can. And what you can see what the idea is. So I put what I'm weathering there by as far as I can, and thus save myself a lot of the mucky muck. Soot. After soot. We shall get. Boom. Now, I often find these things they give you to break it up, bollocks. Give me a moment. I'll show you how we go about this caper. Here we go, kids. Some good job. Have him. Oh, excuse me. I'm good, man. Now. Move this over here. More, a lot more. Okay. All right. Now. Oh no. I've knocked a part off. Stay cool, big boy. I'm just going to look in the tray first. That's the obvious location. It's a little thing that stands out there now. I'm sort of not that bothered because it's a pain in the ass and I can maybe fix it up more easily without the original part. It's just an inconvenience. Hang on, what's that? That's part of a 109. That much I can confirm. Aha! Alright, that's not a problem. We can fix that later. Now, these guys flew through a lot of shit. So you want to make it look like they've got all manner of savagery. So I like making it that way. Okay, now there's our undercarriage. Looking pretty grungy. Maybe a bit more. There we go. There's the front. Now, and we'll now do this side. That's the weathering done. In this instance, it's more about to splash it around. Oh, that's filthy. Excellent. Now, there's one area I'll get a little particular with our suit. That. Yeah, looky that. Like that. There. You want it looking like an aircraft that's seen some combat. By my reckoning, that does. Now, moment. There. Should probably go and wash my hands. Now, but first, is that right? Go that way. Hang on. There we go. So that, there we go. Now you can sort of see how it's all a bit dirty. And the bit grungy. It looks like a combat aircraft. It's been flying a bit. Which is ultimately, of course, what you want it to look like, I think. So now it does need to be varnished, obviously. Now that brings me to a couple of questions. Yes. Now, first question is, because obviously I can't put the canopy on until it's varnished. That goes without saying. So, this one. I was going to put a bit more of extra soot around the gun barrels, although I'm actually told in reality that's not the case. All right, I'm going to varnish. There's two. I would varnish them to like two phases, like top, bottom, generally. Do I want to do the aerial? And if I'm not going to do the aerial, do I want to perhaps migrate onto the B-17 or the Viking? We have options. Now, I am going to hit this with the varnish, so that's a given. That means so I might as well get them achieved. And then that's probably a better way to give you a view of it. Oh, what's going on with the thing? Here we go. And for the record, yeah, the propeller, the aerial stand does go at that angle. Did I know the actual star with some shipping? Oh, good one. That's excellent. Seriously, think about it. Those sorts of things were not immune to damage. So I don't mind getting a bit of grunge on his whatchamacallits, decorations and stuff. Anyway, once you've got this one now, here's something to check out. Alright, actually, do I dare think about putting the canopy on today? Let's have a look, kids. We will be teased before bedtime. I need to bring you guys back out. That's actually well. Is this what I feel comfortable with? I do. Oh, wait a minute, varnishing first, big boy. But means you've succeeded on the canopy front, and that's a big win on its own. Happy about that. I really, really am. Oh, look at that, and that's how that's going to go back over the. Maybe it's the other way around, whichever. Anyway, get them back there, shake this up, let's just put them back onto this, and then pop them somewhere sensible. God alone knows where I'm going to define that as. I don't know. There. And I'm thinking I wouldn't mind doing the upper fuselage on the B-17 and getting a start on the upper wings. far as the decking goes. I'm just noticing. Now, all right. I'll be, well, I'll still talk, obviously, because I can, but I'll hit this in the varnish. I'll then zip over and grab the B17 fuselage. So I might as well grab all the B17 stuff and we'll get that done. Certainly I don't want to do the lower, obviously I understand that, well, you probably assuming you're getting my angle, that if I go do the top, let that dry overnight, bam, we can finish all the deckling tomorrow. Oh wow, that'd be good, because then we start hitting, I've got to make one part. That's going to be a little tricksy. And oh, it's been raining. Dearie me. Thought I heard some. Anyway. There we go. Oh, she's going to look nice. Well, she does look nice. Pretty happy with that. La 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 Lavockin. Yeah, I'll stop right there, kids. Now, so yep, freshly varnished. That's not neat. That's me spent advancing behaviour. And when that varnish dries, I'll hit it with the other side. With the other side. Oh dear, I'm not getting better, am I? Now, next, mouthful of coffee, and then suddenly something will appear on your screens rather than just the blank. Oh yeah. Now let's get that fuselage, shall we? Now there's not many on the upper side of it, happily. There's 4 very strange ones, but that's a whole nother story. We've got to get them on anyway. There's lots of very strange ones on this one, actually. We'll leave that discussion there. No autopsy, no foul. Nothing broken. It's all good, big boy. And breathe. Oh yeah. That was ooh, I think I should have put on my brown corduroy trousers. Yeah, ooh, you don't need that sort of behaviour at any given stage of proceedings. Now grab those, because we're going to be needing those. Might as well grab them while we're here, being the wings. That's what I'm talking about. That's going to be a little tricksy. We'll worry about that later. No, it won't. It'll be easy. All right. Deckle. Actually, I'll move those that way a bit. One thing I will say for the Revel kit, it's quite sturdy in the bigger scheme of things, which is no bad outcome. Something I will grab Only 2 of those, actually. If I'm going to do the upper wings, I'll need something to stand them on. I found one option here. I'll worry about that later. I can just get the hot warm water so as I can get started on the fuselage. I mean, the final analysis, if I don't get started on the upper wings, that's less of an issue. It is indeed the bell, mate. Yes. Yeah, it's nearly done. It's taken a fair while. There's a lot of detail on the inside of it, which, as we all know, is nigh on impossible, but as if you don't do it, of course you do it. Why? Because we're scale modelers, that's why. Yeah, anyway, now let me just get this water nice and warm. Come on, you know you want it. Come on. Waiting. Ah, here we go. Oh, there we go. That's good. That's a nice temperature for the occasion. Alrighty. Now. Yeah, with regards to dropping the kit earlier, I've actually had the experience. I don't know if you've ever had this one. I dropped a C-47 and I actually managed to catch it. Kept it all intact. I was pretty impressed with myself. You know, that's hey Sakura, how you doing? That's never actually occurred to me, Mammal. It's an interesting idea. All right. Now let's see which decals we need to put on. In we come. Now then, start. All right. Number 78. Oh, there's a whole stack of mum here, whatever, man. Okay, so we'll look number 78 and number 89. Right. Now, I would say, I know we can do it from that angle, might be good actually. But, well, potentially. Okay. Not those ones. Move this across to here a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. I've got myself a, and I haven't quite decided when I'm going to build it. And this is on the topic of big kits. I've got myself 2 very big kits, but the bigger one is a Condor. Is in the Focke-Wulf 200, and the reason I purchased it is because I was able to get the decals, not on that kit, but I was able to get the decals on eBay for Hitler's personal aircraft, or Himmler's, either or, amongst others. And regardless of how deplorable Hitler was, there's a whole stack of model building that wouldn't be done if it wasn't for the war that he basically started. And you can't tell me the aircraft don't get much more historical. I mean, they don't. Hitler's. Fuck. So, as to when I'll build that, I don't know. but I have the kit. Okay. Yeah, mine's from Trumpeter. I also got a one is to 350 Warspite, HMS Warspite, the ship. And when I ordered it, I thought, oh, that doesn't sound so big. Not so fast, big boy. There's a fair bit of detail on that. That'll be quite a lengthy process. And I would expect the it would be something I would do a bit here, go back, a bit here, go back. You know what I'm saying? They are, or it is rather, a pretty ginormous kit. It's going to take a fair bit of time, ultimately. Now, are we moving? We are moving. Now, let me just make sure I've got it the right way round. Yes, I have. What I want to be able to see on it is the reverse. Nope, that's facing the right way. So I'll need to do that. That's okay, I can do that. All right. Hang on a moment. Here's something I'm kind of curious of. Oh, I'm not going to bother. Just doing my own head in now. Yep, okay, that way. Yep. All right. Decal setter. Yeah, decal setter. Where to put it? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Let's put it here. And let's do this. Oh, that's a bit too far. Oh no, maybe not. I hate when this shit happens. Move. Up. Up. Bit more. Come on. That's better. Frustrations, I tell you. Now, next, this chappie. Then we've got 4 weird ones right down here. And I'll show you what I mean by weird directly, because they're not transparent. There's something weird going on there, man. Ours is not to reason why. Ours is just to put them on. Now, 89. This time I'm going to remember to turn it upside down, because that will make it easier. So we'll do it from that angle. 42 centimeters. That's huge. Six engines. Dear God. You got to speculate that because to me it's always seemed that both the Nazis and the Soviets have this whole bigger is better thing going on. And, you know, I can't help but think sometimes it's a bit like dudes who have big belt buckles and drive large cars. You know what I'm saying? Is there some sort of compensation issue amongst those designers? These are things I speculate about. Yeah. Next, are we moving? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Oops, that's a bit much. Let's thin that out a bit. There we go. Now, alrighty, that's that one. I see the difference. Whilst they are both mom, the American spelling, one is much bigger than the other. As to why that is, I do not know. Now, finally on this one, this, you've got these four. Now, I find these a little bizarre, but whatever. I can't even see specific locations for them. But they are these ones. Now, they're not transparent because my finger's behind it, or maybe they are sort of, they're not. What they're meant to do, what they're meant to be, I do not know. But there's four of them, so we're going to put them on. Now, hang on a moment. That Deckel has chosen to try and put its fist up my clacker, and I'm not having it. I had removed a sufficient quantity of liquid that would not float away. All right. It's nice and straight, is it? Not quite. That's looking a bit more like it. Boom. Yes. All right. Clean that moisture off there. Now, I haven't put the excuse me a moment. I've got a couple of things of. Yeah, right. That's pretty big, the V29, yeah. No, I didn't put the canopy on the Lavockin because I've varnished it to seal the weathering in. Of course, I don't want the canopy to get all smudgy. However, all that's to be done on it now is for that canopy to go. Actually, no, I've got to fix up a part on it. It won't take long. Do I do it today or tomorrow? I prefer to continue with the B17, so I'll probably, what I will do is at some stage off camera, I will fix all of the stuff that needs to be done, and then hopefully next stream I'll show it off before we get onto the B17. That would be the plan, I think. Now, first one of these. You can't be serious. Is there? That goes on to there. Is there any? There's one of these is supposed to go there, but there's nothing there for it to go on. Now, does a piece of plastic go first? This we need to find out. Yes. Okay, that's fine. What we can do first, let's get that part, shall we? Boom. And we shall pop that in. Let's have a close look at it. And I'd even go so far as to say that once that's in, we do the other three and then we can still get the fourth one of those on. And that's all good in the hood. All right. So, sprue cutters. This has even got a little point that, I can tell you exactly, that's cool. This is where would have to commend Revel. There is a distinct point that goes in, click, click. That's neat. Now, slight filing. Where did I put? Is there anything else on this sprue? No. Oh no. Hang on. Gotcha. Now, files. Where did I put? Where are the files in my? Aha! Here they are. I'm going to give it a quick file on the side. And then we'll utilise our crystal clear. Yeah. Now, here we go as well. Crystal clear and quick. Now, once I've got these four on, see how we're travelling time-wise. So I have a few things I wish to attend to today. As I do on, well, today being a weekday, of course, it's a day when you need to start attending to business as it were. Everything that involves business. All right. Trees, isn't there? Or maybe. Yeah. Or maybe. Just when I thought it was going to be nice and easy because I'd set it up all for us. It's not cooperating. Rubbing. This is getting annoying. If you're going to set precise paths, kids, yeah, that's too big. Wankers. A lot too big, in fact. Okay. That's fucking annoying. There's no nice way of dressing that up. How much too big do I reckon? Do I want to just go the crystal clear path as far as make the window with that? Alright, hang on. Hang on. That's extremely irritating, actually. Alright. Let's. No. No, that's definitely too big. What area is it? It's too wide. Quite a margin. Alright. It's definitely up there. That's extremely irritating, actually. They mark it very clearly and then fail to deliver a part that will give you an accurate fit. Where is the sense in that? I also think it might be too long. Now I think we're getting there. Now, do I dare try now? Yeah, I do. I do. I reckon I've got it this time. the lower wings are. I've got to do the upper wings as far as the decals go. And then it's pretty much just putting the flaps on, the wheels on, weathering. And then this one will be done. And it's Mustang time. Mustang 109 to almost the point. Yeah. Alrighty. No, now our issue is still to bitch of a thing. Oh, you son of a bitch! So clearly it's not the width now. Get out of there. Get out of there. It's the length. Testing my patience. That tells you. God, oh, for fuck's sake. Almost. You know what's going to happen, don't you? We'll get it in there. We'll try get it as soon as it can fall straight through. All right. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Don't need this from the inspector. Fancy behaviour. Put in the bloody. Hopefully, get the job done. Son of a bitch. Okay. 2 toothpick action. I need one under here. It's still not going in. No, that part's. Maybe. It's starting to really annoy me, you know, guys. I think you can sort of gather that. I'm fast approaching step away from the kit time. Yep. see how we go this time. This is going to take a lot more filing and a lot more patience than I have. Oh, Christ. That seals the deal. If that'll dry up. Why, Revel? Why? Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, nah, cutie guy. Well, look, what I'm going to use is a baseball bat to the head of the person who set that little mechanism up, because frankly, that's not how it should roll. They've given a very clear marking as to where it's supposed to go in. Now, for my money, it's there to try, so you're not wrong, mate. Dearie me. And breathe. It's one of those things where I just need to take a breath to get my noggin around it. There's going to be a lot of filing. There's going to be a lot of swearing. It's not going to make great viewing. And at the moment, I'm just going, 2 words for you, Revel. 2 words. First word rhymes with duck. So, yeah. Tomorrow, we will regardless get started on the upper wings. I'm going to see about getting this piece into position because obviously it's got to happen, doesn't it? And yeah. Also, I can see about getting Mr. Lavockin done so they can go, look at that. That's an option. Another option I'm considering, and it's not a silly one neither, I've made windows with crystal clear. A decal's going to go on top of this thing anyway. Could I do worse? You better believe I could do worse. Will I do it? Quite possibly. My only real concern with that as an idea is that, of course, it's on the top, and the possibility is therefore of it dropping through, which, either way, leave it with me, guys. I'll get that sorted, and we'll get on to our upper wings tomorrow, and hopefully I'll even be able to show you a completed Lavockin, which would be a pretty good outcome for all of us, certainly for me. And from there, we will then, well, hopefully, yeah, once the V17's done, we'll move right along. Anyway, thanks for watching. We got most of what we got done was how hard is it to make windows? Pretty easy. I also use it as filler rather than putty. I mean, I'm halfway tempted to do it right now, to be honest. Was going to wind up, but I can do it. It won't take long. Fuck it. All right, let's do this. Watch and learn. This is how easy it is, man. All right. Hang on, light goes on. Camera comes round. All righty. We get a toothpick. Not that one, because that's a crap toothpick. Right, here we go. You want to get a goodly amount, and it's a process. You don't just go blob. You just go in, and slowly but surely build it up. around the tension of the glue. And go around the edge. So you can see straight away I've got the edge created there. I'm going to push a bit of that in. A bit more. And I need to get a bit of that bit there in as well. So I'll get this bit here. It's coming along. Now what I'm going to do, I'll show you. Once I've got the thing finished, almost. Right. And to finish that off, all we're going to do, there's a bit of excess there. There we go, guys. Done. That easy. And in fact, that's that problem solved. Boom. So there's your question answered, mate. So yeah, I should feel really good about that. Why didn't I do that from the outset? Oh, very droll, David. Very droll. But I'm pretty pleased with it, how easily that's done that for us, which pretty much guarantees we can move happily on to things tomorrow with the B17. I'm really happy about that now that I've gone, with a bit of crystal clear. That easy. I also do that with areas where I would otherwise perhaps put putty, because, well, it's clear, it's more easily managed. You don't need to sand it. It's a bit of a winner. Yeah, there we go. All right. Now, thank you for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Yeah, first-time viewers out there, but you know what I'm about to ask you to do. Follow, like, or subscribe, whichever is relevant. If you would like to track me down other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram, Twitch, and Discord, and Rob the Builder and Food Monster on Twitter. What are those words, kids? Follow, like, subscribe. Who would have thought I was going to say that, eh? Who would have thought it? Now, tomorrow I will be back. We're going to get stuck heavily into those upper wings of the B17. Yes, we are. And further, my pleasure, David. I'm really happy that we got that window done on the B17. And so much easier than the real thing. That's hilarious. Yeah, now tomorrow I'll be back and we'll get stuck into the B17. I'll be back similar sort of a time I'd expect. As to the exact time, variables kick in. Now, tomorrow I do have an early doctor's appointment. So I'll need to wind up probably a good... So actually, maybe I won't be on tomorrow. If I am, it'll be early, guys. If I'm not on early, I won't be on. Bottom line here. in which case I'll be back on my Wednesday. Yeah, your Tuesday would my definite next stream. And I will do some stuff tomorrow. I'll knock the Lavockin off. I'll maybe do a bit of the deckling on the B17 that we didn't do today. Get a few things happening, so we got a bit of progress made. And then I'll be back Wednesday, and then it's definitely going to be B17 time. You might have some deckling to do. If not, it will be assembly. Winning. All right. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll be back. In fact, we'll make an executive decision now. I won't be on tomorrow. I'll be back Wednesday. That works for me, and I can be back at a similar sort of a time, and I can probably linger around for a bit and get shit done. Boom, there's a decision. All right, in which case I'll see you Wednesday at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. I'll catch you good people then. See yous.